Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, for those of you that don't know, I've lost over 100 pounds and I've been maintaining my weight for over 15 years. So today I just want to go over some tips for weight loss that have nothing to do with food. So most people think you have to eat, you have to stick to a super strict diet. You have to work out every single day. And that's not always the case. Yes, food is very important. I would say that food, like your actual diet, is about 90% of your weight loss. And then 10% gym. So we're going based off of science, right? It's like, in order to lose weight, you have to eat less than what you're burning. And overall, yes, that is the case, but there's a lot more to it because calories are not created equal. So anyway, we're not gonna get too much into food. If you wanna know about calories, comment down below. I know that I've been talking about making this video, so if you really want it, let me know, and that will be the very next video that I film, okay? But today I wanna talk to you about other things that are so important. They're probably just as important, if not more. So I don't know if you've ever either met someone or maybe personally have dealt with this where you're like, wait a minute, I'm working out, I'm literally eating everything that I'm supposed to eat. I'm not cheating. I'm not eating all the sweets, junk, whatever the case is, and I'm literally not losing weight. For me personally, I think that's the most frustrating thing on the face of this planet because as a woman or just as anyone that is trying to lose weight, when you're putting in that work, you need to see those results. You have to, because that's how you stay motivated. So everything I'm going to talk to you about is literal just from personal experience. You guys know I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, but I have over 15 years of experience with my personal journey, and I love sharing everything with you. Hopefully these tips and this info that I share with you is helpful on your journey. The first thing that my holistic doctor brought up to me was, how's your sleeping? I have been someone that does not get enough sleep for as long as I can remember. Since I was in my teens, I'm an early bird. I like to wake up early. I always feel like sleep is almost a waste of time for me. And I know most people don't think that way, but I also know that most people don't get enough sleep. Our bodies need to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours, bare minimum, just for your body to kind of recover, right? We are out, we're working out, we're walking around, we are dealing with so much in life. So when you sleep, your body is recovering. And when you don't sleep enough, everything gets thrown off. Now for me, on top of me just not getting enough sleep, I was also not being able to sleep throughout the night. And I was just like always kind of restless, and more so like in the last year. So I started looking into it. I was like, okay, is it just because of the weather? What is it? Then I realized I hadn't switched out my mattress in so many years. Then I ended up going with a Birch mattress. I ended up finding them online. It was super convenient. They delivered it to my door. It comes like rolled up. Then I tossed it on my box springs. Literally just like, as soon as I undid the wrapper, it just kind of like this huge mattress appeared on top of my box springs. Super fluffy, literally the most comfortable mattress I've ever slept on, ever. And then on top of that, I know that it's organic and everything is natural. Their mattresses are actually free of polyurethane foams, and they're also free from fiberglass, which can be really harmful to your health. You really want to stay away from that. They're so confident that you're gonna love their mattress. They give you a 100-night sleep trial along with a 25-year warranty. So if you're looking for a new bed, check out Birch Living. Right now they're running a President's Day sale. It's 25% off, so take advantage of it if you are. I'll leave the link in the description below. Now, another point that a lot of people overlook is hydration. So one thing, and again, a lot of these things have just like happened to me throughout the years. So I used to have so many cravings throughout the day, and I just thought like, OMG, like I'm just always hungry. Why I never meet people that are always hungry like me. Well, it turns out I'm not one that drinks a lot of water, and I never realized that my body was just dehydrated. So when I started taking electrolytes, minerals, and I started literally taking them throughout the day, like just kind of sipping them, I'd put them in my tumbler. Little by little, I started realizing that I wasn't snacking as much. So I don't know if it's happened to you where sometimes you're like, oh my God, like I'm kind of hungry. And then you drink a big glass of water and you're like, dude, I was just thirsty. That's exactly what that is. Like, this is something that can help you so much because at the end of the day, you just have to think. If you eat more than you burn, you are not gonna see that scale move. But a lot of people think it's just like a calorie thing, okay? And it's not, because 100 calories of chicken is not the same as 100 calories of Doritos, right? I'm telling you that calories are not created equal. And a lot of times when we're snacking, you're not snacking on like a hard-boiled egg, or your body is not craving some plain chicken breast, right? Like when you are having those snacky cravings, you are craving chips, you're craving salty, you're craving crunchy, like you are craving junk food for the most part, right? So a tip for me to you, if you are someone that craves a lot of snacks throughout the day, like you are always having cravings, I used to make this little concoction that worked like a charm. Sparkling water with a little tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I will sprinkle some salt and a squeeze of lemon juice. I am telling you, this concoction is so refreshing. I would drink this when I was craving, I'm literally about to eat half a bag of chips. I would drink this and I swear to you, I don't know if it was the apple cider vinegar, I don't know if it was just a concoction of it all together, because this is technically an electrolyte drink. Craving out the window. It helped me so much. I even drank this when I really got into intermittent fasting, and I'm telling you, it worked like a charm. It tastes delicious. You can even add a few drops of stevia if you want it to taste like a lemonade, but I'm telling you, it's so good. And this is something that you can incorporate into your life that will help you with cravings, okay? If you are having cravings and you're like, OMG, I'm craving chocolate, I'm craving just things you should not be eating, do it. I honestly think it might be a little bit of everything, but the apple cider vinegar always cuts cravings. I always have this little thing where I'm like, okay, am I really hungry, or do I just feel like snacking because I'm bored? I always ask myself, do you want a hard-boiled egg? If the answer is yes, then I know I'm legitimately hungry. But if the answer is no, I want peanuts, or I want nuts, or I want chips, or I want cookies, or I want something like that, then you know that you are not hungry and you're probably just bored. And making a little concoction like this is going to, obviously you're going to get water in, obviously you're going to get a little bit of minerals in, and you're going to just feel more satisfied overall. So that's another tip. And another huge factor for like a weight loss plateau, when you're doing everything else right, okay? Remember, you are eating right, you're not cheating, you're going to the gym, but you're still not losing weight. Your surroundings, like what's going on, negativity, you have a lot of stress in your life. I get it. I mean, queen of stress right here, okay? From work to family to just everything overall. I am also one that's just kind of waits to last minute for everything. So I'm always having like that, you know, like when you're like in a super rush and you're almost like, you feel kind of anxious. Right here. Stress is something that you want to try to stay away from, and it's easier said than done. I know this. I try to take supplements that help with stress because I know that my life is full of it. It's horrible for our health overall. It'll make you age faster. It can potentially cause diseases. For me personally, it caused me to have a thyroid issue. I got a lot of symptoms of like Hashimoto's. I say symptoms because I didn't actually get diagnosed through blood work, but I did through my holistic doctor, and I ended up treating it holistically just because I did not want to take any type of thyroid medication. All of that was caused by stress. So what I started doing was getting more sleep. I started taking magnesium at night that helps calm your body. Ashwagandha, which also helps with stress. It just helps your body cope with it. I don't really feel anything. Like I can't honestly say that either one of these supplements makes me feel a certain type of way. I think overall, it just gives me like a sense of like normal. Like where I don't feel like anxious, I don't feel stressed, I don't feel, you know what I mean? I can link the supplements that I use down below. I usually get them like at Costco or on Amazon. So I'll just let you know, but overall they've helped. And I will say that ever since I started trying to do all of these things that I'm telling you right now, within, I would say about 2 months, I probably dropped about 15 pounds. But overall, once I started I targeted stress. I was like, okay, stress is horrible. I get that. I now have processed it. I realize that, because you hear about it, but until you actually start seeing it damage your body, until you start seeing it damage almost like your mental health, you're like, oh, okay, this is for real. Like now it's not happening to that person. Like I'm actually dealing with it. I'm seeing the effects of it, right? So once I started doing that very quickly, I got everything under control. I eliminated stress from my life as much as I could. I eliminated certain stressors that I knew exactly what they were. You have to put yourself first at the end of the day, especially if you have kids and you have, like you need to love yourself before you're able to take care of everyone else. Because if your health goes to, where, then what's going to happen with everything else? It's not even going to matter, because then at that point, you're going to have to deal with yourself. So anyway, now, if you've done all of these things, you're like, you know what? I tried to eliminate stress. I've been hydrating. I've been taking my minerals and electrolytes. I've been getting really good sleep. And you've already done all of that. Then at that point, I would definitely just, look into talking to your doctor, just making sure that it isn't something else that you can't control just through making these changes. But I definitely would suggest trying these. These things have been so helpful for me. And even if you are already just on track and you're like, I'm not doing any of that, but I'm already losing weight, just start doing it, because you're only going to help yourself even more. You're only going to help your body, your mind, your soul by sleeping well. Okay, that's number one. Hydration, having electrolytes, having minerals, that's only going to help you that much more. And then of course, trying to eliminate that negativity and just as much stress as you possibly can. And if you can't, then at least coping with it the best that you can. Like I said, magnesium and ashwagandha have worked really, really well for me. So those are my little tips. If you are on a weight loss journey and you've kind of hit a plateau and you're like, what the heck, I don't know what's going on, then this is something to consider. But yeah, I hope that it was really helpful. If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.